everyone and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Helena and today we're going to be making like pork meat, small pieces, fried up with fruits and balsamic vinegar, so forth. It's a little bit of a mix between Asian and Mexican culture, but it is so tasty. Now, one decision to make before we get started. Do you want this to be like a little bit spicy, just nothing to choke on, just an aftertaste of a little spicy hot there? I'm using something that's called tree peppers. Chile de árbol. The only translation I can find for these is tree peppers, okay? Now, if you can't find these, I'm sure you can get a habanero pepper. If they're yellow, they're less spicy. If they're red, they're more spicy. Fry up with one of these, or use a serrano pepper. They look like this. Whoopsie. And your choice. You can leave it out, or you can go spicy, a little bit spicy. Let's get started. Now, to make our cooking more time efficient, so that everything's ready more or less at the same time, I put a cooking pot with half of this filled up with water, and we're going to put 3 deciliters of rice, long rice, in here, and then we're going to leave it for 8-10 minutes. 3 deciliters should be around 220 grams approximately, and remember we have 3. Now the reason for that is because I want to wash out the rice. Leaving it in here for 18 minutes, you're going to see this is going to go, the water's going to go white once it's finished, and then we're just gonna rinse it out and get our rice to cook. When cooking normal rice, we do 1 measurement rice and 2 measurements of water to boil it up in. Okie dokes. So I'm taking a big frying pan and I'm just going to put oil in here, and then I'm putting in my chile, my peppers, all right? Next is put our pork meat in there. These are the slices that we're looking at, the pieces, or the size of the pieces that we're looking at, more or less. And let's just put it all into the frying pan. I'm using here, let me see how much this is. I can't see anymore. I guess it's about 600 grams of pork meat. I'm adding some salt to our meat in the frying pan here, like this. Then we can taste off if we need more later. And some grounded black pepper. It's quite a bit there. Now we're going to take an orange, normal orange, cut in half. Squeeze the juice out over our meat. If you get a little bit of meat chunks in there, perfect. Just make sure that there's no seeds or any white stuff in there, all right? I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon, barely full, with grounded ginger. Take fresh pineapple, pieces like this, about this size. Cut into smaller pieces like this. There we go. And I'm using 6 larger pieces. Take an apple, cut in half. Oops, could cut in half again here. Easier to peel, and we can take the inside out. So basically we peel them. Try to not waste all of the apple. And taking the inside out, here we go. There we are. All right. Do that with the whole apple and the pineapple. And what we're doing after that is just slice them up like this. Put everything into your frying pan with the meat, pineapple and apple. Take a zucchini. Peel if you want. If not, just clean it up thoroughly and take the end parts off it. Slice it up and cut into square pieces, normal square size, like 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, and then tick, tick, tick. And there we go, and into our meat. We're using raisins as well inside. This is 100 gram. I'm going to take half of this, so 50 grams, directly into our frying pan with the meat and everything else. Now let's everything stir like together for a little while. I've changed from a high temperature to a low temperature. Now let's put a lid on and let's make sure that cooks up properly so that the meat is done. Now our rice has water out, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see, water has gone white. So what we're going to do is just basically rinse this out and then add on 6 deciliters. We had 3 deciliters of rice, which we said was around 3 deciliters of rice, which I said was around 210, 220 grams somewhere. And we're going to put 6 measurements of this with water in there for the rice to boil. Add some salt. We cook the rice with a lid. High temperature the first 3 minutes, and then we lower it down to medium low to continue boiling with the lid on. It shouldn't take more than 15, 18 minutes to have the rice ready. For those of you asking why on earth I'm washing the rice out, it's got a few benefits. Number one, that white stuff that comes out when we rinse it, if you have diabetes, that is a huge plus because all of that is sugar from the rice. Number two, the rice will cook up faster. And number three, it will help it from sticking and clinging together to get clumsy. Next, I'm taking a bell pepper or a paprika, can be any color you want. Just cut it in half so that we can clean out the seeds inside and the white stuff. We slice up the bell pepper or the paprika from the inside out into thin slices like this. And this is what I'm talking about. All of it. So our meat is starting to smell real tasty. Next, we're adding on some dark balsamic vinegar. Any brand you want to have on there. Now let me show you more or less how much I'm adding on here. I would say all in all, just over half a deciliter. So, well, 1 deciliter is supposed to be like 90 grams. So 45 grams of vinegar or half a deciliter, a little bit over. Next is some honey. This is a raw liquid bee honey. It's organic. In Cancun, it's cheap to buy. Now we want to add some of that on top of our meat. This one was almost full, so you can see how much we added. This is a liter bottle, right? Let's put the lid back on our pork and let this stir for like 5, 8, maybe 10 minutes. We're gonna have to check on it once in a while. Taste it off if you want. Move everything around a bit, stir it around a bit. If you want more salt in it, just taste it off, and if you want more, just add some in. I don't know if you know how to taste off if liquid honey is organic or not. Let's take a dry finger here. Add a drop of honey on. If it stays where it is, make sure your finger is dry and not warm. If it stays where it is without dripping, without running all over the place, it means it is clean honey. In other words, they haven't added water in there and they haven't added sugar in there. So this is how you can try out if your honey sold as organic is truly organic and clean. Now, if you're re-watching this video, I'd like to mention something that I probably forgot. I haven't put my bell pepper or paprika stripes in there yet. I'm leaving it for like the last 3-4 minutes to stir, because I want it to be a little bit harder. I don't want it overcooked. And if you already added it in, don't worry about it. And a quick reminder, I haven't gotten any comments on my videos. I would really like to know what you think of the cooking experience with me. If you have any questions, I always go in and answer. And also, if you like the video, hit that like button underneath. If you want to have more videos from me or find them easier when you're looking for the recipe to actually make it or cook it, then hit that subscribe button underneath. It's in red, by the way. Or you can touch the logo that I've got here, down here in the corner here. It says Helena's. It's in green and a paw from dogs. I'll explain that later on for you. It will show up a little square there where you can hit the subscribe button as well. Check on your rice. It is probably ready by now. I just taste it off with a spoon. Soft, but not too soft, but definitely not hard. Take the lid off and let it sit for maybe 1 more minute on the fire, on the stove, to dry out, and then we're just going to leave it on the side without a lid. It will soak up the remaining water by itself automatically. Now let's prepare a little bit of fresh parsley. We're going to cut this up, simple, easy, like 1 cut this way, and then cut the other way and sprinkle over once we've got our food ready. I've tasted off my pork meat and the frying, the whole thing together. It is so good. Just a small aftertaste of spicy, very mild, but gives it that really superb taste to it. Now honey, by the way, if you don't want to use honey, I do it because hey, here it's cheap to buy. You can use sugar instead if you want to. Just bear in mind you need to add on quite a bit of sugar and taste off as you go. I'm going to leave this on here for another 2-3 minutes, and I'm taking the lid off, which will cook down the sauce a little bit, not too much because you don't want to have this dry. Now our food plate is ready. Rice and our sweet sour pork meat with fruits and so forth, and I've served it with a bit of fresh parsley on the top. Thank you so much for watching. Give me that like, and I'll see you back next video. Thank you. Bon appetit.